modern technology can detect the baby's heartbeat 18 days after conception, which is about 4 days after most women miss a period and suspect that they might be pregnant. This information is courtesy of lifemattersww.org. 4 days after conception, the heart can be seen beating on a monitor, which beats approximately 54 million times between conception and birth. Signals from the brain can be detected by 6 weeks. Movement can be seen between 5 to 6 weeks, and mothers can feel the baby's movement between 8 to 10 weeks. Are those not vital signs of every living human being? If an individual doesn't have a heartbeat, brain activity, or is not moving, are they not considered alive? The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that 66% of legal abortions occur within the first 8 weeks of gestation, and 92% are performed within the first 13 weeks. Only 1.2% occur at or after 21 weeks. When the heinous act of abortion is performed, these babies are alive with a beating heart, brain activity, and movement. It is my belief that abortion is murder. Abortion is forcibly taking the life of an unborn living human being, no matter how developed they might be, on the basis that their life has no significant value, because if it did, killing a child would never be an option. The problem with abortion is that it is the deliberate taking of human life. Taking the life of any human being is humane, immoral, and leads to the devaluing of human life. The definition of murder states that it is unlawful, premeditated killing of one human being by another. American College of Pediatricians states that life begins at conception, which is fertilization. Allowing a mother to premeditate the death of her unborn child is murder and should not be tolerated. The problem with abortion is also that it leads to the devaluing of life in general and removes responsibility. So abortion creates a selfish culture. It will give people the mindset or the thought process to begin to see children as an inconvenience and will treat them as if they are a problem. All life has value. Every individual that is and will come to be deserves to live a life they can make for themselves. People need to understand that whether you take a life in the womb or out of the womb, it is wrong. No one deserves to have their life forcibly taken from them. We cannot continue to teach people that the solution to any problem is to simply remove it at any cost. This creates a lazy and irresponsible culture. Many young people today engage in a frivolous sexual lifestyle, and they feel as if I get pregnant, there's an abortion clinic right around the corner. I can just take care of the situation and I won't have to worry about it in a couple days. I'll be done with it. There's always been several fights about whether life is in the womb, does it begin in the womb, or when does it begin, or is it not a life until it comes out of its mother's womb. But the bottom line is just as we've noticed the facts, this child is a human being. They do have a life. They can feel pain. They have brain activity. They have a heartbeat. If you don't have a heartbeat, are you alive or dead? If you don't have brain activity, are you alive or dead? The bottom line is, this is a child and deserves to be saved. And instead of just simply saying, we'll just eliminate the problem altogether, what about the families out here that want to have children but can't? Shouldn't adoption be an option for them? Shouldn't they have that right? I propose that what should be done, instead of pouring all of our money into abortion clinics, close abortion clinics completely. Shut them down completely. We go to the law or deal with legislation and have them overturn Roe versus Wade 1973, and all the funding that was poured into those abortion clinics can now be used to better educate our children in the schools at an earlier age about sexual activity. We can also use that funding to have mandatory parent and lifestyle classes so that when a mother does become pregnant with a child and she's not sure what to do, there's a mandatory class that she can go to for free that can better prepare her instead of just saying, if you think you're not ready, abort it. We can also use the funding to, instead of putting it into these abortion clinics, we can take this money to help along with adoption fees. Help families that want a child. Take that money and make funding more available for them so that this life that somebody else does not want can be loved by another. No matter how you look at it, no matter what you want to believe, abortion is murder. It is forcibly taking the life of a child that has no say in what they can do or what they may come to be one day in this lifetime. We deserve, and every child deserves, to be loved, to be cared for, and deserves to come into this world and have a life that they can call their own. Nobody should take a life. Nobody should take a life. Nobody has that right to take a life. And we should never take abortion or take murder and turn it into a word called abortion, because abortion is simply murder.